What if I told you that most of us are living in a state of quiet defeat, not because we lack talent or opportunity, but because we lack mental fortitude? We scroll, we compare, we desire, and then we wonder why we feel stuck, anxious, or lost. We chase comfort yet feel exhausted. We avoid difficulty yet suffer from a lack of purpose. There's a hard truth here. The relentless pursuit of comfort is making us fragile. The real power, the strength we secretly admire, is forged in the voluntary embrace of challenge. The ancient Stoics knew this. Long before smartphones and social media, they created a training manual for the mind. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor who faced war, plague, and betrayal, wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That is not just a quote. It is a weapon. It is the key to living with calm in the middle of chaos. Stoicism doesn't make life easy. It makes you strong enough for any life. In this video, we are diving deep into 8 Stoic laws. I call them laws because, like gravity, they are unyielding. They are not gentle suggestions or motivational fluff. They are principles tested in the battles of ancient Rome that will rewire your mind and make you mentally unbreakable. Before we begin, I ask you to treat this not as entertainment, but as a training session. The goal isn't just to listen, but to reflect and to decide. Each of these laws has the power to change you, but only if you engage with it. So let's begin the work. Law 1. Embrace discomfort as your teacher. We are taught to run from pain, to seek comfort at all costs. But the Stoics taught the opposite. Walk toward necessary discomfort with your eyes open. Think about the moments of your greatest growth. Did they happen when you were comfortable and everything was easy? Or did they happen when life challenged you and you were forced to choose, rise up or break down? The Stoics saw every obstacle as an opportunity. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This means every challenge is not a roadblock, it is a training ground. That difficult conversation is a chance to practice courage. That traffic jam is a test of your patience. That exhausting workout is where your character is forged. I used to believe that a good life was an easy life. I avoided difficult tasks and conversations, only to find that my world became smaller and my anxiety grew larger. I learned that by choosing controlled voluntary discomfort, you build an immunity to the uncontrolled chaos of life. When the real storm hits, you are not a stranger to hardship. You are a trained veteran. So from now on, see discomfort as a sparring partner. It's here to make you stronger. Choose one small voluntary hardship today. Take the cold shower. Have the honest conversation. Sit in silence without your phone. This is how resilience is built. Law 2. You are the master of your emotions, not their slave. How often does an emotion dictate your day? A rude comment ruins your morning. A sudden change of plans creates anxiety. A feeling of laziness convinces you to abandon your discipline. The brutal Stoic truth is this: if you are ruled by your passing emotions, you are a slave. Epictetus, a former slave who became a legendary teacher, said, "Any person capable of angering you becomes your master." Let that sink in. That person who cut you off in traffic, you handed them your peace, that online comment from a stranger. You gave it your joy. Stoicism doesn't ask you to be emotionless. It asks you to be the master of your emotional responses. It teaches you to observe a feeling like anger, fear, or sadness without becoming it. There is a space between a feeling and a reaction. In that space lies your power. When you feel anger, you can pause, observe it, and choose a rational response instead of an impulsive outburst. When you feel fear, you can acknowledge it and still take the necessary action. This is emotional strength. This is Stoic freedom. The next time you feel a powerful emotion arise, practice the pause. Ask yourself, is this feeling useful? And how does the wisest version of myself choose to respond? Law 3. Abandon the expectation of fairness. One of the fastest routes to misery is to expect life to be fair. You work hard, but someone else gets the promotion. You are a good person, yet you face hardship. The immediate reaction is, this isn't fair. But here is the Stoic law. Fairness is a human concept, not a rule of the universe. The Stoics never expected life to be fair. They expected reality. They prepared for loss, betrayal, and injustice, and because they expected it, they were ready for it. This doesn't mean you become passive or accept injustice when you can fight it. It means you stop wasting your precious energy on complaining about reality, and instead, focus that energy on your response. The average person is weakened by injustice. The Stoic is strengthened by it, using it as an opportunity to practice virtue, resilience, and integrity. You don't control the hand you are dealt, but you always control how you play your cards. Stop demanding fairness from the world. Instead, demand strength from yourself. Law 4. Master your inner citadel, the dichotomy of control. The Stoics believed your power lies in a very small, specific place, inside your own mind, in what you can control. Everything outside of that, other people's opinions, the economy, your reputation, a global pandemic, must be treated with a degree of detachment. Epictetus put it simply, make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens. The trap we all fall into is trying to control what we can't. We obsess over what others think of us. We worry about a future that hasn't happened, and we feel anxious and powerless. What is truly in your control? Your beliefs, your choices, your actions, your character. That's it. This shift in focus is life-changing. Instead of being pulled in 100 directions, you become grounded, centered in your own actions. Imagine you are in a storm at sea. The Stoic doesn't scream at the wind. He grabs the wheel of the ship. Master what is yours to master. Let go of the rest. Law 5. Practice voluntary hardship to build resilience. In a world addicted to comfort, discipline becomes a superpower. The Stoics didn't wait for life to challenge them. They challenged themselves first, not to punish themselves, but to prepare. Seneca practiced poverty, sleeping on the floor and eating plain food, to remind himself that he didn't need luxury to be content. This is voluntary hardship. It's choosing a moment of discomfort to build a mind that won't crack under the pressure of real adversity. You don't build willpower by watching videos. You build it by doing the difficult thing on purpose. Wake up early to train when your body craves the bed. Fast for a day to show your urges who is in charge. Take a cold shower to practice embracing what is uncomfortable. These small chosen struggles stack up. Over time, you become resilient, adaptable, and powerful. When real hardship comes, it's not a shock. It's just another training session. Law 6. Detach from outcomes, commit to the process. We are taught to obsess over results. Get the job, win the prize, earn the money. But Stoicism flips this script. Detach from the outcome. Commit to the process. Why? Because the result is never fully guaranteed, as it depends on external factors. But your effort, your discipline, your intention, those are always within your control. When you tie your self-worth to outcomes, you become fragile. If you launch a project and it fails, you feel worthless. If you love someone and they leave, you collapse. But if you tie your worth to your effort and your character, you always win. You did the work. You acted with virtue. The result is a bonus, not the measure of your value. Ironically, when you let go of needing a specific outcome, you often increase your chances of achieving it. You act with clarity and focus, not with desperation or fear. Focus on writing the best book you can, not on hitting the bestseller list. Focus on training with excellence, not just on winning the medal. That is the Stoic path. Law 7. Meditate on your mortality to live with purpose. Memento mori. Most people live as if they have forever. They waste time, delay their dreams, and stay stuck in mediocrity. But the Stoics meditated on death, not to be morbid, but to be fully alive. Memento mori. Remember you will die. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." This is not a source of fear. It is the ultimate source of freedom and focus. When you truly realize your time is limited, you stop wasting it on trivial things. You stop arguing over petty matters. You stop tolerating relationships that drain you. You start creating, loving, and living with urgency and purpose. You might not control how long you live, but you control how deeply you live. Stare death in the face, and it will teach you how to live. Law 8. Live for virtue, not for applause. Most people live for likes, praise, and attention. The Stoic, however, moves for virtue. As Marcus Aurelius said, "Just that you do the right thing, the rest doesn't matter." This means living with honor, even when no one is watching, speaking the truth, even if your voice shakes, keeping your word, even if it costs you. This is how you build a character that cannot be bought or broken. Choosing what's right is often the harder path. It's easier to cut corners, to impress, rather than to be authentic. But every time you choose virtue over convenience, you build an identity that your future self will admire. You become someone whose self-respect is not up for debate. In a world of image, the Stoic is real. In a world of noise, the Stoic is grounded. To become unbreakable, live for your principles, not for praise. Conclusion. These 8 laws are a roadmap. They are a call to leave behind the weakness of modern distractions and step into your own power. Not power over others, but mastery over yourself. The Stoic path does not offer you comfort. It offers you something far better: strength. It offers you a life of meaning, even when the world is chaotic. It teaches you that true power isn't in your circumstances, but in your character. You don't need to wait for motivation or for the perfect moment. You just need to begin. Train your mind. Expect struggle. Detach from outcomes. Live by your principles. And remember that your time is now. When you walk this path, you become unshakable from within. And that kind of strength is real, it is rare, and it is yours for the taking.